this after a good defensive effort like that?
Yeah, it's a really good defensive effort. Excited to get to play a ranked team, a team that was in the playoffs last year, so it's going to be exciting, great place to play, and we're excited to get after it this week.
How nice is it to have some young guys come in and really show some promise, like Greg Rogers, Martin Andrus, Osa obviously, Colin Samuel. You got a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. Does that kind of bode well when those guys are playing well?
Yeah, it does. And it'll get better. There's going to be, they make mistakes like all the young guys do. It's at different times. It's a growing experience. You'll go through some growing pains with it, but they like to play. They hustle. They give you all you got, and that's all we can ask them.
A guy like Greg Rogers, who's probably supposed to be redshirting, how much practice does he get on the field in terms of, live snaps and not just on scout team to be ready to play in a game?
Well, I think a lot of times what happens is with those guys, Coach McClure always keeps them up mentally. Of course, physically they haven't had a shot. They've been over, emulating another team for the past 6 weeks. So to be able to get an opportunity to come over now and run our stuff, there's going to be some things that, it's different sitting in a meeting than actually doing it live. So he is playing. We are using him, and now this week will be the really first time he's got the reps with the twos all week.
Does that make it a harder decision to have to burn his redshirt suddenly when you were changing?
It's something that I'm sure Coach Mora spent a lot of time thinking about, met with him about, talked to him about, and then we're just in a situation where because of injuries, it needed him to do that. I think it was the number of games. Obviously, if this would have been much later in the year, it might have been different, but we're at the midway point, still a lot of football to go. So I imagine Coach sat down with him and talked to him about where we were and what he thought about it.
So you knew going into the game that he was going to play?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We did know going into the game he was going to play. He was available to play, and if we didn't need him, then we wouldn't have used him. But we let him know that we were going to use him if necessary.
How about Jaleel? Coach Morris said that he's a smart man. What does he do to kind of bring energy to the team?
He's got energy every day. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He comes out. He likes to play. I admire Jaleel because he likes to play the game. He goes about playing the game the right way. He gives you everything he's got all the time, no matter where it is, whether it's the weight room, in the classroom, out here. He's just going, and I think he's contagious to some of the other guys.
Good. When you saw him rip the ball out, how much of that was taught versus instinct?
Well, Coach Morin constantly, every chance he gets, they do individual drills over there with trying to create turnovers. He does a bunch of turnover drills and working on. And if you keep doing it over and over and over again, eventually, it's going to become a habit, and you're going to have an opportunity to get some turnovers.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, everybody.